What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. Yes, you are back in my kitchen with your boy Spinelli for another easy and delicious recipe. Today we got something special for Mother's Day. I'm gonna show you guys how to make banana pudding poke cake. Now, if you're a fan of banana pudding, the traditional style, you're gonna love this one here. And if you don't like the traditional banana pudding, you're gonna love the banana pudding poke cake. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe. Let me tell you what we have. We're gonna use some bananas. Now, I don't know how many I'm gonna use, but I just put about 3 here. I know I'll use about 3 bananas. We're gonna use some whole milk, 3 eggs, some butter, some vanilla pudding. These are, let's see, these are the 1.8 ounce boxes. So just a regular box, you want 2 of them. Some Betty Crocker yellow cake mix, or you can use Duncan Hines, it doesn't matter. And you're gonna use some vanilla wafers. Also, back here, I have my Cool Whip. Remember, guys, I did a video on how to make that Cool Whip. So I got my Cool Whip here, ready to go for this recipe. That was the reason why I was making that Cool Whip. If you guys want to know how I made that homemade Cool Whip, go follow me on Instagram. I put the video up there. So these are the ingredients, guys. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare our pan. So this is what I typically do. I typically spray it with some cooking spray at the bottom and around the edges. And I take some flour and I just put a little flour in there and you just toss it. And then what I do is I kind of move it around in the pan like that. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you get all those edges too, because the cake is going to rise, of course. And yeah, it's going to get messy, you know, and don't worry about that. Just clean it up. And this is what we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside, get this countertop cleaned off, and then we're going to continue. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bake the cake according to the box instructions. Now, most of the box instructions tell you to use canola oil and water, but what I'm doing here is I'm substituting the half a cup of canola oil for half a cup of butter, which is a stick of butter, and the 1 cup of water for a cup of milk. So I highly recommend you do that for this particular recipe. So let's go ahead and get our ingredients added and get it all mixed up. All right, so we're going to first add our butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to start mixing our butter first. Then we're going to add our milk. Then let's introduce our eggs. All right, guys, so this is what we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and immediately remove it from our bowl over into our baking dish. All right, so we're just gonna spread that around. All right, so I've already preheated our oven to 325 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the oven and we're gonna bake this for about 28 to 30 minutes. And we're gonna check it around the 28-minute mark, stick our toothpick in there, see if it's done. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing in the oven. All right, guys, so we are about 28 minutes in. Stick it here in the middle, nothing comes out, so we are ready to continue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this cool for about 3 to 5 minutes and then we'll continue from there. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do now is I've let it cool slightly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start poking holes in it. Now, if you got a wooden spoon, you wanna use the end of the wooden spoon and just start poking holes in. Now, I don't have a wooden spoon, but I'm gonna use this right here. I wish I can remove this right here, but it's gonna work because these are the type, this is the size hole you really want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start poking holes here. And you just wanna go throughout the cake, row by row. And the purpose of this is that when you want your pudding mix to seat the body of the cake. Now, I know these are not making the most perfect holes, but trust me, there's holes in here, so it's gonna work just fine. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this aside and I'll be right back. All right, so what we're gonna do now is make the pudding mix. So what I have right here, I have 3 cups of whole milk, and I have 1 package of our instant pudding mix. So I'm just gonna add that here, and we're just gonna give it a good mix. All right, guys, so what I noticed as I was mixing this, that you're gonna have to use 2 packages of that Jello, of that instant pudding, if you use 3 cups of milk. Now, if you use 2 cups of milk, then you can get away with 1 packet. But I saw it wasn't thickening up with that 1 package, so I had to go back and add another package. So that means you're gonna need 3 of those 1.8 ounces of pudding if you use the 3 cups of milk. So we're gonna go ahead and continue. So I'm gonna pull this aside, bring our cake back into the shot. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that pudding here, spread it out here on this cake like this. Kind of want to get you an even spread, sort of like that. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put it in the refrigerator and we're gonna let it chill for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so what we're gonna do now is make our Cool Whip mixture. So you wanna take a package of your vanilla pudding and add it to 2 cups of whole milk. Then next you wanna take 2 cups of your Cool Whip and you wanna add it also to the 2 cups of milk. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna give it a good mix like this. And this is what you have. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we pulled our cake out of the refrigerator for 15 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is start adding our sliced bananas. So we're gonna take our bananas and start adding them to the cake like this. And this is what we have. So let's move on. All right, so what we're gonna do now is take our Cool Whip mixture and we're going to apply that to the top of the bananas like this. And then we're just gonna start spreading it over the entire cake, just like this. And this is what we have, so let's move on. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take about a 1/2 cup to a cup of the vanilla wafers. You wanna crush them. They don't have to really be real fine. You could do it, you could have some pieces like that in it. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna sprinkle it over the top like this. As garnishment. Guys, let me get this bad baby on a plate and I'm gonna be right back. And there you have it, guys. Banana pudding poke cake. Let me bring this close so you guys take a look at that. Guys, take a look at this. Now, I know some people don't eat banana pudding, but I'm a fan of traditional banana pudding. But I also love this banana pudding poke cake because it's a different alternative to banana pudding. Has the same type of flavors, but except it's a cake form. So guys, the ingredients and the measurements are all in the video description below. So if you need them, go check them out. Also, that All Wings Everything merch, also in the video description below. And yes, it's time for quality control, so let's go. All right, guys, so it's time for quality control. Let's take a look at our cake once again. Take a look at that. Oh man, this thing looks delicious. Oh my goodness. Before I get started, I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I made this cake especially for you. So guys, make sure you go make this cake for your mom. I'm telling you, she'll love you even more. So let's go ahead and bite into it. Let's see what we got here. Oh man, look at that. Look at all that goodness. I don't have nothing on my face, do it. Oh man, this goodness. Let's take some more of this. Guys, this is some good stuff here. Y'all already know what I say. These some good groceries. Make sure you make it. And until then, guys, I'm your cook, Spinelli, All Wings Everything, and I am out. And once again, happy Mother's Day. Peace.